guest.
We've got John Hurd. He's a writer, he's gay, he's Catholic and he's conservative.
Here I am.
Now, John, is having gay sex a sin?
Yes.
But you're gay?
I'm same-sex attracted.
See, that's better. That's another... See what I mean?
See, this is the thing. The church differentiates between homosexual acts, gay sex, anal sex, that kind of thing.
Yes.
And people who have what, the world would probably call gay inclinations and the church calls same-sex attraction or homosexual inclinations.
So what's wrong according to the church? Both? Neither? One?
Well, the acts themselves are called intrinsically evil, so therefore they're sinful. If you engage in them, you're willfully turning away from God and you're engaging in sin. The inclinations are objectively disordered, but that says nothing about the people who have these inclinations. It doesn't say that the people themselves are sinful, purely because they're attracted to other men and they want to have sex with them.
Yeah, so within the parameters of your understanding of Catholicism, your position makes complete sense.
Well, my position
within those parameters of sin.
Yes, absolutely.
And
I think the Pope knows more about gay people than most gay people do.
And do you take communion?
Yes, if I'm properly prepared for it by confessing my sins to a priest.
Now, in your writing, you've had a go at the rainbow sash people.
I have.
The homosexuals who turn up to take communion and they're wearing gay pride sashes. Seeing you have gay inclinations, but you take communion. What's the difference between you and the rainbow sash people?
Am I allowed to swear?
Yeah.
Okay. The difference is wearing a rainbow sash means that you approach the altar where Catholics believe Christ is truly present on the altar. The Eucharist is Christ.
Yes.
You approach your God instead of in a position of radical humility and submission, and putting everything about selfish humanity aside, and approaching God in that way. Putting on the sash says, "Fuck the church," look at me. That's why anybody who approached the altar with some sort of protest banner across their chest and drew attention to themselves in the middle of a sacramental ritual would be turned away as well. It's not discrimination against gay people. It's just the discrimination against protests in a cathedral.
Oh, so the different, because even though you kind of are pretty out there with your gay inclinations, you're saying that's different because that's not in the context of approaching the altar.
No, it's different because I say the church is right, and I say that I submit myself to these teachings, and I'm trying to change myself. I would go up to confession, and confess things that I've done. The rainbow sashes don't. They say we should be able to do whatever we like, and the Vatican should put a stamp on it.
Have you thought about Christian deprogramming ministries such as Exodus?
No, they're not at all popular in the Catholic Church. Even Courage, which is the apostolate that I'm not involved with, but other people are, which tries to help people deal with their same-sex attraction, doesn't necessarily try to turn them into, well, maybe they do, but I don't think they do, try to turn people into heterosexuals. However I am, I may have been born like this, or I may have learnt it from my mother, or she'd kill me for saying that, but this is how I am, and I rejoice in what God's made.
So what steps are you taking? What are you actually doing to try to de-gay yourself?
I don't need to de-gay myself. I need to de-secularize myself. I need to stop thinking that, gay activists know better than, my Pope, my religion, the path to flourishing for me. I need to start thinking, well, instead of reading the Age editorial page to work out what the Vatican should be doing, perhaps I should read the Bible.
Or Romano or something.
Oh.
So
St. Augustine or something.
Yeah. Are you planning just to move to that area where you're just a bachelor, or are you planning on going all the way and settling down with a wife?
Oh no. Well, I wouldn't want to settle down with a wife because I'm what secular society would call a gay man. I have no interest in women except mothers and sisters and friends and things like that. I love men. I fall in love with men. This is, whatever it is, it's being given to me by God or wherever it's come from, and I have to deal with it. It would be...
So the big plan is to be a non-practicing man with gay inclinations. That's going to be the end point.
No, the end point is the same end point that it is for any Catholic, is to approach my religion in a serious way and end up at a point where I can, resemble Christ in some way, which would be, as a single person, chastity.
And why are you playing out this struggle sort of in public?
Well, it's because, like a number of other same-sex attracted young men, I initially thought the Vatican was wrong. I was sure that, you know, I knew more about sexuality, certainly my own sexuality, than a bunch of, you know, men in dresses in marble halls. So, but I also thought, well, hang on, I have this extraordinary devotion to Christ. I've been wounded by Christ and the beauty of the Catholic Church. How can I reconcile these two? So I thought I'll adopt a posture of submission and see how it works out. And, you know, surprise, surprise, it's worked out in the Church's favour and in my favour. And I think I've become more orthodox and more Catholic since challenging these ideas.
Thank you very much for joining us, John.
Thank you.